Good morning, the all second year student. Today we will see the new chapter, diuretics. The diuretics the drug which increase the rate of urine formation. The rate of urine formation are called diuretics. These are the drugs which responsible increase the rate of urine formation and urine goes to the first foot. These are agents. These are agent cause. These agent cause a net loss of sodium and water. Now see, the diuretics are used, they responsible for net loss of sodium and the waters. These are the main functions of diuretics. Net loss of sodium and the water is take place. These agent act on kidney. These agent act on nephron. Nephron is the function unit of the kidney and promote the excretion of excess fluids. Now see, diuretics are the agent which is responsible for net loss of sodium and the water. Now these are the agent act in the nephron. Nephron is a functional unit of kidney. It should be present. Functional unit of kidney. It should be present in the lac in the kidney. These are responsible for formation of urine. These agents are responsible for promote the excretion of excess fluids. That's why the increase the rate of urine formation and urine goes to the full foot. That's called the diuretics. You know the nephron should be present in the kidney. It's a functional unit of the kidney. A nephron, already first year you know the structure of kidney and functional unit of HAP you was studied in the first year. The functions, the Bowman's capsule is there. Now see like that Bowman's capsules. These are the proximal convoluted tubules. These are the loop of Henle. Pre-sketch. I will try the best my brother. This, let's see. These are the loop of Henle, ascending and the descending diameter is changed. Here is juxtaglumen, that is a collecting ducts. These are the distal convoluted tubules. Distal convoluted tubule is joined to the collecting duct. It's a collecting duct. Diameter should be same. Distal convoluted tubules loop of Henle, proximal convoluted tubules, Bowman capsule. This should be the it's a, efferent arterioles is going, and it's a efferent vessel and it's a efferent blood vessel. The form here is the net of the filtration take place. This is a functional unit of the nephron. And here is a reabsorption take place on the loop of Henle of sodium and the water. It's the most important part. Remaining part is there, but it's the most important part. Loop of Henle, excretion of the fluid take place. Okay. Now see, it's a very brief the structure. Now see, the diuretics is most important. Now see the classification. Classification of diuretic. You know, last year you was studied in the first year HAP, urinary system in the nephrons. You can recall all these things. These are most important. Which part is there and where is the absorption take place of the iron and that. Then you can understand the diuretics. Okay. Now the classification of diuretic. Now first, weak diuretics. Weak diuretics. So many times the question asks, define diuretics and give its classification. For 4 marks. Now weak diuretics again classify the following: the water and osmotic diuretics. Water and the osmotic diuretics. Example of that: mannitol, isosorbide. Second, acidifying or alkalizing agent. Acidifying and alkalizing agent. Example: ammonium chloride, potassium citrate. Ammonium chloride, potassium citrate. Then xanthine derivative. Example: theophylline. These are the weak diuretics. And then the most important, so many times ask the exam: carbonic anhydrase inhibitor. Carbonic anhydrase inhibitor. Example: acetazolamide and ethoxyzolamide. Now see the weak diuretic classification. Is the first group is a weak diuretic. Again is subclassified into 3 group. Water and osmotic diuretic is the first. Then example: mannitol and isosorbitate. Second, weak diuretics again classified second group: acidifying and alkalizing agent. Example: ammonium chloride and potassium citrate. Third, xanthine derivative, theophylline commonly used as a weak diuretics, and the carbonic anhydrase inhibitors. Example: acetazolamide. So many times ask the question, explain the mechanism action of acetazolamide, ethoxyzolamide. The same mechanism action are the same of that. Now the next class, second, first is moderate, second, first is weak, second is moderately effective diuretics, moderately effective diuretics. Example, chlorothiazide, hydrochlorothiazide and others. These are the example of the benzothiazide. These are the example of benzothiazide. Examples: chlorothiazide and hydrochlorothiazides and the other thiazides. These are the second. Second is a moderately effective diuretics. Example: chlorothiazide, hydrochlorothiazide and the others. These are the example of the benzothiazide. There is a thiazide derivative. It may be also called as a thiazide derivative. The next, number 3. Very potent diuretics. It's a 3 number class. Very potent, most effective diuretics is also called as the loop diuretics. Most important, commonly used. Furosemide. Example, the marketed name is Lasix. Preparation is common, most potent diuretic is commonly used every time. In the cardiac pressure is increased, you can use a very potent diuretic. They release the cardiac pressures. Edema is help to decrease. You can see afterwards how they decrease. That the furosemide is a good example of the loop diuretics. Next example, ethacranic acid. Another example, bumetanide and others. It's the most important class. Very potent, most effective diuretic. Very potent, it's the most effective I always use in the cardiac disease. Furosemide is most common use. Marketed name is called as the Lasix. Lasix is a marketed preparation, name of the marketed furosemide. So many times question asked, write down the following drug marketed name. Lasix. Now the different preparation having the different name, but you remember the Lasix is most common. Ethacranic acid and the others. Now the next class, potassium retaining diuretics. Potassium retaining diuretics. Example, spironolactone, triamipeptyline amiloride. So these are the classification of the diuretics. First is a weak diuretics. They again classify for water and osmotic diuretics. Example, mannitol, isosorbate. Second, acidifying or alkalizing agent. Example, ammonium chloride and potassium citrate, xanthine, theophylline. Carbonic anhydrase inhibitor, that is acetazolamide or ethoxazolamide. Example. Second class, moderate effective diuretics that commonly use the benzothiazide derivative. Example, chlorothiazide. Third, very potent diuretics is most commonly used, always used, furosemide and ethacranic acid. Market name is the Lasix. Potassium retaining diuretics. Example is spironolactone, trimethionine and amilorides. Okay. Now these are the classification. Okay. The next, weak diuretics. Give the heading, weak diuretics. Weak diuretics. First, water. Water is true physiological diuretics. Is a good. Water is true physiological diuretic. You take intake of water, your urination is increased. Increase the intake. आप पानी ज़्यादा पियो. Increase the intake of water. It is helpful to drug irritation or urinary tract, or certain drug like sulfonamide which are likely cause crystallize in the kidney due to their low solubility. See why you can intake. Increase the intake of water. It is useful for the drug causes irritation to the kidney. Some drug you can irritation the kidney. You increase, they can remove. Or infection of urinary tract is also removed. Or infection of urinary tract is also removed. Or some drug like sulfonamide. These drug cause crystal urea. You can take the sulfonamides that cause adverse effects. Is having the adverse effect crystal urea, because due to low solubility. Then you increase your intake, such a problem is avoided. That's why increase the intake. Irritation, some drug cause irritation to kidney, it can be removed. Infection should be clean. And sulfonamide drug you intake, they does not cause the crystal urea, because it's caused due to the low solubility. And you increase the intake of water, they may minimize such an effect. And water is a natural diuretic. That is, water is true physiological diuretic. It is good. You intake the water, your kidney should be the very nice. Minimum 5 to 6 liter water intake every day, all seasons. Then your skin and the kidney is working very nicely. You don't have any problem. It is also useful, water intake, it is also useful in the kidney stone. You know the kidney stone, those having the kidney stone, that time doctor is prefer you increase the water intake. Then stone come in the tract and it easily remove, and they affect the infections or kidney urinary tract infections. That's why the water. Now the next is osmotic diuretics. पानी आप जितना ज़्यादा पिएंगे तो आपकी किडनी अच्छी रहेंगी. पानी बढ़ाने से किडनी का इरिटेशन निकल जाता है, बिकॉज दे कॉज द ड्रग इरिटेशंस. ड्रग हैविंग सो मेनी एलोपैथी ड्रग इज देयर, दे produce the irritation, lost the mucous membrane, so many things is happened. They are remove the irritations. Urethra should be burned because of less intake of water. और इन्फेक्शन रहता है ट्रैक में, वो इन्फेक्शन भी क्लीन होता है, इसलिए पानी ज़्यादा पीना चाहिए. यू मस्ट बी ड्रिंक एटलीस्ट 4 लीटर water intakes. Such a drug like sulfonamides is cause a adverse effect. Crystal urea, they form a crystal urea stone that can be minimized. You intake the water, they can remove. The water intake, doctor is give the advice to you take those suffering from the kidney stone, the advice to intake the water and wash them the stone or remove the infection of the kidney. That is, water is a natural diuretic or true physiological diuretics. Second one is osmotic diuretics. The osmotic diuretics are the agent which are filtered out from the glomerulus undergoing limited reabsorption. That is, filtration take place. The filtration take place in glomerulus filtration in glomerulus, but they having the limitations. Reabsorption, the reabsorption of iron, it should be reabsorption of iron is limited. They having the limitations in the glomerulus filtrations. Thus, when there is a sufficient increase the amount of osmotically active solute in urine, this usually recommend increase the urine volume, and such diuretics are useful in renal insufficiency. जो you can take the osmotic diuretics. These accumulate by increasing the urine volume. That's, and the volume diuretics useful with the renal is insufficient. The function should be the renal is not completely, is renal insufficiency, and the such drug are used for mannitol and the isosorbitol. Example, you know the mannitol, earlier I told mannitol and the isosorbitol is the most common drug. It is given in the IV 15 to 20%. 15 to 20% is given solution. Over 50 to 200 gram in 24 hours. In 24 hours. It can reduce the intraocular cerebral pressure. It reduces intraocular and cerebral pressure. Cerebral pressure. It is used in the treatment of barbiturate poisoning. Treatment of barbiturate poisoning. Okay. Osmotic diuretic is not useful in generalized edema. It is contraindicated in tubular necrosis. It's a common adverse. It is contraindicated. Tubular necrosis. And acute ventricular failure. Acute ventricular failure. Common side effect of mannitol is headache. It's a common. That is a osmotic diuretics. Okay. Stop now.